So, you play Hypixel Skyblock, but you don't know how to progress. Now, I also fall guilty to this, as a lot of my playtime has simply been spent running around the hub wondering what to do. Trust me, it's not just brand new players to the game who don't know what to do. Once again, I am a living example. But this video is for the people who play day in, day out and don't really seem to get anywhere. Maybe the purse doesn't go up, maybe the Skyblock levels don't increase, maybe the skill average doesn't increase. The first thing I want to talk about is dailies, and I'm speaking for experience, okay? Granted, I don't have the greatest Skyblock level, and I don't have the greatest skill average. At the same time, I have a few decent sets of armor, and probably the 2 best weapons on the game. Yeah, around about a couple of months ago, I decided I want to mine gemstones for coins, okay? So I went over to the king to do some commissions and I thought, all is going well, okay, that's fine. But I've practically never, ever really done dailies, and when I checked I was half the mountain tier 3. Now I'm working to get it up at the moment, but if I would have just simply done dailies for a few months back in the day, then I wouldn't have this issue. If you're bored and you're running around the hub and you haven't done your daily commissions, you should do them. Now, something else you should know is you actually get more Heart of the Mountain XP, which means you'll level your Heart of the Mountain up quicker if you do your commissions in the Crystal Hollows rather than the Dwarven Mines. So each daily commission, you get 1000 Heart of the Mountain XP if you do your commissions in the Dwarven Mines. If you do your commissions in the Crystal Hollows, basically you get 1300 rather than 1000. So you get an extra 300 Heart of the Mountain XP per commission, which equates to an extra 1200 Heart of the Mountain XP if you do your 4 dailies. It's worth it. And the reason why you should do dailies is because you actually want to make money, if you actually want to make good coins from mining gemstones, which is probably one of the best money making methods in the game, it's definitely the most reliable, then not only are you going to need a fairly high tier drill, so realistically, minimum to make decent coins, you're going to need a 655, and for that you require Heart of the Mountain tier 6, which I still don't have. I'm still sort of paying. Ideally, you want Divon's drill, which is Heart of the Mountain tier 7, which I guess, you know, if you've sort of not really leveled up your Heart of the Mountain, it's going to take a while to get there. Granted, you can speed up this leveling by doing nucleus runs, but I am skill issue. Or should I say I have a skill issue. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the nucleus runs, although it is something that I need to do. And the same goes for your commissions, your daily commissions in the Crimson Isles. You should do these too. I mean, I know there's probably going to be quite a few players that aren't really at the point where they can compete in the Crimson Isles, which is fair enough. But at least just do the commissions that you can do. Like, some of them are in the dojo, and you could be Skyblock level 1 and be able to complete challenges in the dojo. Granted, you wouldn't be able to access the Crimson Isles, but you get where I'm coming from. A majority of these challenges aren't difficult. Complete the basic tier of Kudra, not too difficult. Rescue a trapped hostage, I hate that one. It still gives you reputation though, and if you want higher tier armor within the Crimson Isles, which is some of the best armor in the game outside of dungeons, then you're going to need to do these commissions in order to get your reputation up. I'm still paying for this, as you can see, because once again, I just didn't do dailies at all, which was a waste of time. Trust me, it's not just commissions. Let me get to the rest of it. Anyway, if you do enjoy these kind of videos and you haven't subscribed, why not? Become part of the 22%, it helps me out a lot. Plus, we're very close to 40k subscribers, so you know what to do. Okay, so my next tip is basically don't underestimate the power of your accessories and talismans, because these are a massive part of the game. Honestly, I feel like this is probably quite a common reason why people fail to progress past certain sort of points anyway. So let me just do a bit of an explanation before I explain why they're so important, and you'll probably understand from my explanation. So essentially, each accessory equates to magical power. The higher the rarity of the talisman, the more magical power the talisman gives. And that's sort of the reason why I have everything recombobulated. Now, granted, this isn't cost effective for a lot of people, but it will get you more magical power. If you're one of them players who are thinking, well, how on earth do you have this much space to put all of your accessories in your accessory bag? And there's this magical collection called Redstone Collection. I advise you put a minion or 2 down, keep upgrading it as much as you can, because your Redstone Collection is what's going to unlock your accessory bag upgrades, and realistically you need to max this out. From there you can sort of do a few more upgrades in the community shop to get a few more slots, and then the rest of it is really done through this guy right here, Jacobus. Basically, you pay him coins and he gives you more slots, it's as simple as that. And you can see the breakdown of my accessory bag here. So 57 of my slots is from the Redstone Collection, which is the most important one. 12 slots are from Elizabeth at the community shop, and then 22 of my slots are from Jacobus, so paying for extra slots. Now, as you can see at the moment, my accessory bag, my magical power is 978. Yours may be way higher, and it also may be way lower. I have the Hurtful Power Stone, which we will get into a little bit later on in the video. But as you can see, just the base stats, just from having accessories that I actually get, is 153 strength and 610 crit damage. Also plus 15% bonus attack speed, and plus 146 speed, which is from our tuning, which you can change to any stat that you want. So for instance, if we put like one of our best damaging sets on, if we get our Necron set, we get our Terminator out, we hold the Terminator, press E, go to our Skyblock menu, and you can see our stats. Granted, this is not optimal, I haven't got a pet on, and so on, but my crit damage right now is 1323%, and 610 of that crit damage is just from accessories alone. So without my accessories, my crit damage would be, what's that, like 700? Somewhere around 700, which is obviously going to equate for a massive amount of damage. So essentially what I'm saying is if you neglect your accessory bag, then you're essentially neglecting damage. Not just damage though, because you can change your power stone to whatever you like to basically give you the buffs that you need in order to do whatever you want to do within Skyblock. For instance, if you are, if you want mana, you're a mage in dungeons, or I don't know, you, whatever it is that you're doing, you need mana. Here you go, the Sighted Reforge. Sighted Power Stone gives you plus 1,144 intelligence. That is massive. You have something like a Terminator. You need some more crit chance. Use Fortuitous, gives you crit chance. I'm aware that Bizarre is better than Sighted, but the coins. Okay, something that's important to know. When you look at your stats, essentially what you want to try to aim for is your crit damage and your strength to be the same. This way your damage is optimized. And obviously you can do that via power stones and different tuning and so on. For instance, like I said, if I have this set on, which is Necron, Warden Helmet, and then I'll just get the Terminator back, we can try to optimize our damage. And we'll put a pet on 2, not ideal, but it's a tiger. So we hold our Terminator in our hand, the weapon that you want to use, you have the armor on, you have your pet, you have everything that you would use if you were actually to try and do as much damage as you can. Then look, okay, I've got 906 strength and I've got 1,373 crit damage. Okay, I've currently got Hurtful on, so I'd probably use Fortuitous for the crit chance, which is fine. That then leaves us with 782 strength and 565 crit damage. So really what we need to do now is get more crit damage, which we can do by the stats tuning down here. So we'll clear our points and then we'll put all of our stats onto crit damage. So if you just click onto crit damage, you right click and then auto assign points, you can see now that our tuning points are giving us plus 97 crit damage, which means if we check our stats again, that takes us up to 906 strength and 1012 crit damage, which is a lot closer to each other. Now, you could do the fine tuning and get the strength and crit damage exactly the same, because you don't have to put all of your points onto crit damage. You can split them between strength and crit damage, and that way you can optimize basically your damage. Anyway, that in a nutshell is the reason why accessories and power stones and making sure basically your strength and crit damage aligns if you're trying to do melee or bow damage is very, very important. And that's probably why a lot of people don't do the damage that they want to do in order to do certain things within Skyblock, thus halting your progression. Now, something I should have mentioned with dailies is the experimentation table. You should do this every single day. It's a free level 60 skill at the end of the day. It's going to boost your skill average, it's going to boost your intelligence and ability power, or ability damage should I say. So if you're going for a mana setup or a mage, this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to do it anyway. It's a free level 60 skill. All you have to do is literally just click buttons every day. If you use Bad Lion, it has a built-in solver. I'm sure a lot of other mods also have a built-in solver too. It's very simple. It might take 5 minutes, and at the same time you might drop something good like a power 7 and get some millions. Now of course, one of the main barriers to entry to progressing within Hypixel Skyblock is coins. It's no secret, you need coins in order to buy items to progress. Unless you're an Iron Man, then fair enough. I mean, some instances you may need to still buy things, but if you want to progress fast, you're going to need some coins behind you. And I guess I see a lot of people just not being smart with the coins. I mean, simply if you list something on the auction house, don't keep relisting it, just give it a little bit of time to sell. Every time you relist something, obviously if it's a decent amount, if it's a decent price, you're going to lose coins. You're going to lose coins from listing fees. Then once it eventually sells, you're going to lose coins from tax. Most of the time when you sell things on the auction, you're going to lose 2% of basically the amount that you sell it for. And if you say, for instance, relist it twice, you're going to lose 4%. Or there or thereabouts. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just be smart with your coins and don't waste them. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game. If you want to have some fun, waste your coins on stupid things. But if you actually want to progress, then yeah. At the same time, I'd say my main bit of advice is just enjoy the game. At the end of the day, this is a game, okay? You play games for enjoyment, to escape from reality. Like, you know, long day at work, long day at school. The last thing you want to do is go through some pain playing Skyblock. Just do what you enjoy. Play Skyblock with your friends, okay? At the end of the day, if you're not going to make coins in the most efficient way, or if you're not going to level up in the most efficient way, who really cares? This may seem a little bit contradictory considering the video is sort of subjected around progressing, but I would argue sometimes the best way to progress is definitely not the best way to progress, especially if it's going to take a toll on the mental. If you're looking for the best way to make coins, and you have the setup for mining, and you don't enjoy mining, you think it's repulsive, you can't stand it, don't mine. Just don't do it. Okay? At the end of the day, yes, you may make a lot of coins, but what is the point in doing something you don't enjoy on a game? There's literally no point. It's just pixels on a screen. And I think people take this game way, way too seriously. Just way too seriously. Everyone progresses at their own pace, and like I said, just do something that you enjoy. Find a few things that you enjoy and do them, and just keep doing them. Make sure you're enjoying. If you're not enjoying, switch it up. Take breaks. You don't always have to play Skyblock. Find other games, play other games, come back to Skyblock, and the game is way more fun, trust me. And realistically, you're going to progress more by doing that, because you're not just going to quit the game. A lot of players quit the game because they say it's incredibly boring, which it can become boring if you keep doing the same things over and over again, and you get to the point where you don't enjoy doing it. It's kind of pointless. Okay, so I want to talk about something which is very, very important that I'd say probably most newer players overlook, but a lot of players in general probably still overlook. And that is booster cookies, okay? Booster cookies are essential to progression. I'm not saying that if you don't have a booster cookie, you're not going to progress, but you're going to progress way quicker with a booster cookie. I mean, it's simple. Just take a look at what this does to you. Okay, ability to gain bits. You can then go to the community shop and buy items. Plus 25 wisdom on all stats. Plus 15 magic find. Keep coins and effects on death, which is very useful because you're also going to want to have a god pot, which is basically going to increase your progression too. And I don't think it'd be great if you died and lost your god pot and had to keep buying a god pot. It wouldn't be good. You can access things like /AH/bazaar, lots of other commands as well, which I guess just speed up the game in general, means you don't have to go back to the hub if you're in the Crimson Isles to buy something off the bazaar. Just in general, it's something that you're going to want to have. I mean, I never used to buy booster cookies. Granted, at the moment, booster cookies are quite expensive. Alternatively to that, you could buy booster cookies for real life money. We're using Skyblock gems, although I don't have a creator code yet, so I'm not going to say this is a good idea. I'm joking. If you do want to spend your money, then go ahead. No one's going to be mad at you for buying booster cookies, but I don't think you should. I think you should just play the game a little bit until you can afford a booster cookie. Buy it off the auction house. If you've never claimed a booster cookie, you can claim a free one anyway. And yes, for those people wondering, you could potentially buy booster cookies and sell them straight to the bazaar, and that's how you actually buy coins legitimately. Which is up to you. If you want to do that, go ahead and do it. As I was saying, God Potion is definitely a good idea. Something that's interesting is the higher your alchemy level, the more duration you get out of your God Pot. So the base duration is 12 hours, and then when you progress through the alchemy levels, you can get up to an extra 12 hours, which I have. Nevertheless, it's almost 1 million coins. The God Pot, the timer stops every time you go off and online. It really is a good investment. You should buy a God Pot and actually consume it. If you haven't already, I wouldn't really do that unless you don't have a booster cookie, because if you do die, then you're going to lose this. Now, a God Potion gives you all of these effects constantly when you have the God Pot on. Now, a God Pot will drastically increase your damage. As you can see here, this potion, Critical 4, grants plus 25% crit chance, and plus 40% crit damage, and plus 10 magic find. There's just so many perks, like XP boosts for pretty much every stat, extra mana, jump boost, speed, helps you heal, regen, defense, just everything. It is so worth it. And as I was saying for the booster cookie, you basically just gain more XP. More XP equals basically your skills leveling up quicker, and that equals faster progression. Anyway, there's obviously way more tips to progression, but they're just some of the most common things that I think people just underestimate. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.